Wallerdog Gaming here. How y'all doing today? We're going to talk about helicopters and how to fly them. Now, unless you're a wallet warrior like me, you can't afford to buy yourself a KA-50 here because it's probably about 60 bucks online. So in that case, if you're going the slow and steady route, you'll start with your first rank helicopter. In this case, rank 5. But in order to get the helicopter, you first either have to have a tank at rank 5 or an aircraft at rank 5. Then this will become available to purchase. And once you've purchased it, I've got bad news. It has a lot of work to do to get this thing fully capable of speed and everything that comes with it. So what we're going to talk about next are controls. Now these aren't going to mean much to you to begin with, but we'll go over them again as we're actually trying to fly this thing. So you'll see here movement. First, let's go ahead and go to controls mode H for hover. You hit this and then it'll balance your helicopter out, but you've got to be careful of your pitch. You're going up and down. As you can see here, we're using the default pitch of S and W, forwards and backwards, or forward being going up and backwards being going down. Hover height, same thing, S and W. Roll axis, A and D. Left and right. Pitch axis, it's saying here, page up, page down. We'll try that when we're flying. Yaw axis, Q and E. And then for weapons, we've got the left mouse button for all of our guns. You can also, if you want, set up a separate number for each of different types of guns. Dropping bombs is 3. Firing rockets is 4. Weapon lock air-to-air is Alt-X, or I think it's a lot better if we just try and fly this damn thing. So we're going to start with the test flight. That's probably the best place to show everything. So we will go ahead and go with realistic battles. I wouldn't fly these, or I wouldn't test these on arcade because everybody can see you, and you're going to be an easy target and easily shot down before you get to do any shooting. Go for the gold. Go realistic at least. I've got the AS-11 rockets on this particular helicopter. It's the only weapon that comes with it. All right, here you see we're on the little heliport here. Now, if I move my mouse button, I don't know if I can. Yeah, I move my mouse button. So you see on the right-hand side, that's your elevation. Far right, where it says 0.0 meters per second, that's how fast you are gaining or losing elevation. And 1 meter, that's our height, our altitude. Now, left-hand side, you can see our RPM, our collective, our speed, which is our vertical speed, referencing the ground. We have 1,000 machine gun bullets. We've got 4 AGMs. Fuel, we got enough for 86 minutes. So I am going to push the W key. And at this point, I'm not even touching my mouse button. So you see how we're coming up here, right? Now I stopped pushing the W key, but you see we're still climbing at 7.7 meters per second. Now if I use my mouse key for aim, the enemy targets on the are all over here. These are our enemy targets right? But we're not worried about that. That will be in a separate video coming after this. So let's go ahead and push H for hover. So it looks like it corrected our moving to the left. Now we are in hover mode. Now, of course, if you do want to go into looking at firing weapons, we can do a quick example here, but we won't follow it. I hit the V key for view. You see we have several views here. Here you can see the targets over there. If we zoom in, and then we hit, in my case, the space key, we fired the rocket. Now all we have to do is keep on that target, and it will guide that rocket right to the target. And you can see it says it's at 2,758 meters. 3 kilometers or less away is good. Target destroyed. So 3 kilometers or less is a good. All right. So keys. So here's something else to think about too. If you're in hover mode and you're trying to move, it's not going to work. So you need to make sure hit that H key so hover's off. Now if I tilt forward with my mouse, I will start going forward. You'll see I'm losing altitude, but you also see I'm starting to move forward. We're up to 120 kilometers an hour now. Then if we want to gain altitude, we raise our mouse up. But you see we're still moving forward at 190 kilometers an hour. Alright? Let's go ahead and make sure we don't crash. Now, the other keys, A and D. Left roll. Right roll. And then they talked about Q and E. So we go Q, E. So like a tank, right? You want to turn your tank left and right, right? So I would practice these here. Practice these keys in the test flight mode so you don't lose any sleep. So there's a real brief intro. Remember, if you want to go back to base, what do you have to do first? H. You need to turn off hover mode. And let's go over here and land. Okay, we're going to put our mouse down. There's the helipad. Now, if you want to stop, if you think you're going too fast, hit hover mode. Right? And in hover mode, I can actually look over the heliport like this. So I was rolling. So you see how you can roll left, right? So watch this. Let's turn our bird this way. A little more. Right? Hit the A key. Let's roll ourselves over to the pad. Right about there. And now hit the S key like we should have. Alright, I'm holding the S key down. You see we're going about -3 meters per second. So it's letting you, it's being safe about it. So until you get familiar with it, I would say to land with the hover mode until you get familiar with it, because it's probably pretty easy to crash. The other thing that I noticed about this particular helicopter is that, I don't want to do that. I want to go forward. All right, if I want to go forward, we need to pitch a little bit with the page up key. You see how we're doing this? We're going to land right on that H, by golly. And then we're going to go A and page up. And we have landed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.